Okay, so let's go over the build that I'm actually using for the Steel SS farming guide. I know there's a lot of people that are using Khora, some people are using Nekros, but there's a reason why I'm using Loki. When you're using Khora, sometimes, depending on the location, it's just messy. You have to deal with enemies and it's hectic. Same thing with Nekros. I mean, I don't know how far you can actually take the survival mission before it starts becoming too problematic. But with Loki, pretty much no enemy. Maybe the Acolyte here and there shoots at you, but the enemies don't even do anything to you. Let's take a look at what we have. First, let's start with Loki. Now, how you want to build them? You want to build them for maximum duration, and you don't need no health mods on them. If you don't have prime sure-footed, you can use regular sure-footed, but you're probably not going to need it at all. The only reason I'm using it is for the Cedo. You will see why in a minute. Arcane Strike, Arcane Energize, you need Gladiator Resolve and Gladiator Aegis to boost your critical chance. So basically I have half of a Blood Rush in here with these two mods, and another one I'm using on the melee weapon. Rolling Guard, you need it for the Acolyte. Now I use this, the Bullet Jump mods. This slot you can pretty much put whatever you wish. You can put Vigorous Swap, you can put health if you wish, but you're definitely not going to need it, no preparation. I put more range, that way I can benefit from Ensnare, but you really do not need more range on it. Most of the time the Acolyte spawns next to you and there's a good method of dealing with them. What matters the most is the actual duration. Sprint boost, it's entirely up to you. You want to use corrosive projection, that's entirely up to you, but you're not going to need the corrosive projection. Now I use Cedo, and I actually proc statuses with the Cedo instead of the nuker, because the nuker has the radiation effect, and with radiation enemies start fighting each other, and you don't want to be in the middle of bombards fighting. That actually will make you have to use Rolling Guard a lot, and it's just too messy. Too messy for no reason. Now how I have it is for heat and viral, pretty much there's no damage. Just more status duration, status, and multi-shot, and mode of setup, because I'm always jumping, bullet jumping, double jumping. This is good for more status. You can pretty much put whatever you want in here, but I think this is a good mod to have. Now, you have multiple options. These will be a backup weapon to actually kill the Acolyte when you ensnare them, when your slash procs don't finish them. You can use the Ethodai, you can use the Akusumari, whatever pistol or secondary weapon that deals a lot of damage. That's the ribbon that I have. I have heat and corrosive, and I think I have the same thing in the Ethodai. So even Kuva Twin Stabbers, I use all of them. They just pretty much guarantee that you actually finish the kill. So I'll stick to this one for now. Now, when it comes to your melee weapon, preferably use something that's hybrid, that can proc, you know, a lot of statuses too. I have 54 here, and I'm using Weeping Wounds, and the ribbon that I'm actually using has heat and electricity. Now the second element on the ribbon will be matched with whatever you put first. So you're gonna put higher toxin, will match with the electricity, and you'll have corrosive, and the heat will be there with a critical chance. Now the critical chance is 50 with Blood Rush. You probably won't do red crits that much, but because I'm using Gladiator Might and I'm using the other two Gladiator mods on War and Loki, it's gonna result in red crits almost all the time. Prime Reach, this is pretty much the go-to. I can swap to this attack speed and substitute it. Put instead of Berserker, Shell Shock, what is it called? Voltaic Strike, but there's no need, because with that method I will be killing the Acolytes way too fast. The slash procs won't even get a chance to do what they're supposed to be doing, so I tend to use this one in here. Also have other ribbons here, but I think this is the best. Now if you don't have a ribbon, you can substitute this with Organ Shatter, as long as you have enough status to proc the slash. Now the reason I'm using these dual swords and Swirling Tiger, because the combo itself in here, Winding Claws, when you use this, it has a 4 slash proc, so with the viral that you're doing from the Cedo, corrosive, and the heat, you're definitely gonna melt enemies. I've taken this all the way to level 5000, stayed 3-4 hours in the mission. I think it was 5 last time, and I was doing just fine, so that's not something to worry about. So if you don't have this, just use Gladiator Might and you will be fine, but still follow the same setup. You don't need the heat, you can just build for corrosive. So if you don't have heat, it's okay. but preferably if there is a ribbon that has heat, that'll be fantastic. Now when it comes to the schools, as always, use an ornament because of this right here. That's the main important thing, and yeah, pretty much that's really what matters. I think it's this one in here, 12 meter, but you really don't need any of these stuff. You just need this one in here, power spike. Now another thing that matters a lot about the build for it to be actually functional is how you build your Kvet. As you know, fetch has to be the lowest rank, because the higher the rank is, I think you'll be at 1350. At some point you will have about 30 steel essence laying down, and if you need to have some distance between the acolytes when they spawn, that way you don't pick them up. Some people actually don't equip this at all, but I don't like seeing a lot of things in there, and I don't know if the steel essence will stay if there's a lot of loot scattered. With my method, with the way I'm doing it, this is perfect. It works just fine. And another thing, you must get rid of this. You must get rid of this, because this stupid clone causes a lot of problems. This clone right here causes the enemies to stop firing, and you'll get fired at for no reason. So we have to take that out. I substituted for this so I can get more visual on where the enemies are. You know, if you don't need this, you can put whatever you want, but make sure you take this stupid thing out. This has caused me so many problems. This and the radiation from the nuker have caused so many problems. They must go. Other than that, let's take a look at the beautiful spawn location. There's a beautiful tile set that you must, and I mean you must see, because enemies, when they spawn over there, they spawn right next to each other. You don't have to move much, and you're sitting next to two life supports. So tile set actually makes a huge difference, especially late game when the enemies don't die that easy.
These are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
Alright. Just go invis. Your Khora will always be invis as long as you're invis. Enemies won't bother you. See, so far it's not looking good. Okay, not here. Not here either. This reminds me of the early days when we used to hunt for the nice tile set. Now this is the worst spot you actually want to see. Let's see if there's anything here. Nope, anything here. Okay, if there's a spot here, nope. Nope. Okay, there's still hope we can find a good one in here. Okay, this is actually an okay spot, but it's not the best, so you don't want to stay here. Let's see this location. Nope. Okay, it's not looking so good. Now I have to exit and come back. Oh, what the heck? I'm already here. Okay, so this is when you actually abort. Now, if you're actually going to spend an hour, 2 hours doing the steel essence farm, it's best that you look for the tile set that you desire. So you don't want to play in the tile set where you'll struggle with the life support. Let's take another look.
Accept your death, and you will yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
This is a beautiful spot to actually gather your steel essence in. So much space. Okay, fantastic. This is exactly what you want. The first thing you do is check the door, see if this is open. Okay, so this is a good spot. You can use it to kill the acolyte there. This is also fantastic. New spot here. Magnificent. Now this is exactly what you want. You start doing what you're supposed to be doing. Kill the enemies. Now you don't want to go past this door. And you don't want to go past this door. Always stick in this area. And if you see the enemy spawning from one location only, go to a different location. Come here. enemies will pretty much rotate.
Get ready for a capsule.
Now there's different ways to do it. You can keep going up. Kill everything up to here. And go here. This is pretty much what you're going to be doing the whole time. Don't deviate too much to this side. Yep, stay here. You want enemies to be coming from this side, so kill a few.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Active. Will buy you more time.
And this is literally what you're going to be doing for the next 2 or 3 hours, depending on how long you want to take it. You have 2 life supports next to you. We're good. Now, based on where the 3rd life support will spawn, that's an area you may not want to take the acolyte there as a backup in case you have to use those life supports. You can rotate and go this way as well. But pretty much you're just walking in the same area. Enemies like these suckers don't even bother chasing them. You're gonna meet them soon anyway. Now when that happens you can roll or go in this. So having natural talent instead of the bullet jump might be useful, but
Prepare for life support.
say okay, now the acolyte will spawn, you want to take him this way, but never take him towards that side, only towards the end. You want to leave it as a backup in case you have to use some life or a life support.
Another life support capsule.
I think quantum time works. Use it, make a hybrid build out of it. But I'm not a big fan of the stances for it. This is my favorite stance for the dual swords, Swirling Tiger. So around the 4-minute mark, that's when you should be getting ready. See, this area is good because there's a nice location where the acolyte will always spawn. I'll show you in a second. See, when the life support is at this point, just keep killing. You don't have to use it right away.
30 seconds left.
You got time. Okay, but before the acolyte spawns, you may want to use it because you don't want to have to worry about taking the acolyte to a faraway spot when your life support is low. And it fluctuates. Sometimes I'm always at 100, sometimes it goes down to 40, 30. You never know which enemy will actually drop it. Okay, fantastic. So when this happens,
Additional life support has arrived.
go as far as you can. You can go here. I can actually trap one guy in here, so let's see. As soon as he comes out, use your 4, few hits, leave him alone, use your Cedo or proc more statuses, and that's it. Be back to killing. Make sure to kill the enemies, don't let them go away. Kill them on your way back, that way they keep spawning in the spot you want.
The raid is off to a successful start.
So you have 1 steel essence sitting there waiting for you.
Go to extraction.
Now another thing is with the Kvet buff, for me personally, if 1 Kvet buff, the affinity buff that is, comes, I don't pick up nothing. I don't care how long it takes, I don't pick up nothing. If it's not a double buff or a triple buff, I'm not picking up nothing. No, I'm not saying never, but after like 5 hours when you're literally just tired or you have to go or something, maybe pick them up with a double buff. See when that happens, you broke your shield. Oh, yeah, but after 4 hours and the enemies are level 3, 4,000, 5,000,
Extraction is ready.
and you're struggling a lot, maybe then just pick them up. But other than that, I'll literally go the 3, 4 hours without picking up anything. Every now and then you might actually mess up and pick up a steel essence. Like as you saw earlier with this acolyte, for some reason I keep pressing G instead of pressing 4 to use a snare. I had this problem a lot. Let's keep killing. I might speed this up because this is pretty much repetitive and this is what you're going to be doing all day. But the last run I did was 2 hours 50 seconds or 50 minutes, and I came out with 612 steel essence. Towards the end, when I was picking up the steel essence, I had a triple buff. I was like, wow, each one was giving me 32. But it was only for like 2 or 3 steel essence, so you'll be leaving pretty much with 200 an hour guaranteed. No, I used to use the Firewalker from Asia, and that's actually really good. If you have prime sure-footed and then snare, then stick to those because they're definitely a better option. Now, never stress over the life support. You're in a good location. The life support, once they reach, as you see in the top left corner, 40%, and I have 4 now. I think 6 max is what you can have. Once all of them are there, make sure you use one once you reach 70%, because there's no point of just letting them sit there. Used. Certain enemies are very generous and they drop a lot of steel essence. I mean life support. Certain enemies are skimpy. But this is the best way that I found because enemies don't bother you. Literally don't have to worry about them. They'll be level 20,000. They're not gonna shoot. I don't know if the acolytes actually scale up as well, but I've never had a problem with killing the acolytes. See, right now I can get away with not using the cedar, but once they reach level 500 and whatnot, I have to use it. To kill them faster, that is. And pretty much I use bullet jump mods with all my frames because it's so better to navigate with it. Tried Khora, but I wasn't having. No, it was not a good time. It was really not a good time. It was way more stressful than this. This is just relaxed, killing enemies, doing the same thing. And the worst part is literally the first 30 minutes. After the first 30 minutes, that's it, like time flies. An acolyte will come, another acolyte will come.
Critical life support levels. Extraction is your best option.
Never stress when it's red. I messed up so many times. When you're hesitating, you don't know whether to actually continue killing or actually using life support. It's bad, but now I have to use it because the acolyte will spawn soon. Relax.
Life support activated. Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
Let's see the slash procs. Looks good. Fantastic. As always. Now if I stand up here, he's gonna spawn there, but I want him to spawn somewhere closer. Perfect. See? I'm pressing G as always for some odd reason.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Hit him with the C though. Kill enemies on the way back. See, because I pressed G instead of 4 for it. I'm telling you, I have this problem. I might need to subsume snare instead of the first ability. He had a chance to use his abilities, but if you ensnare him right away, they just sit still and don't do nothing. And this is pretty much it. I'll just show you a different location where I can spawn the acolytes, and maybe I'll record at the end, maybe the double buff. See, life support is looking good. See these bombards? Watch this slash. Watch when I hit them, how fast they die. That violent heat from that Ceros put in good work. I like the nuker better because it procs way more statuses faster. But that radiation that you can't get rid of is not worth it. Literally, you'll have to be worrying about bombards and enemies and AoE attacks all the time. So that's why you see them. I try to use Atmos, but it's not the same. This is just shoot it and forget about it. And it's gonna proc the statuses for you. And you may want to actually put a little bit of darker colors. I'm doing this for 3 hours, and there's a lot of bright colors. I don't want to damage your eyes. So there's like 6 life support. They're gonna take it easy. I'm glad I had one guard on. I'm using Magus Elevate on my operator. That way I don't have to use health pads. And Magus Lockdown. Magus Lockdown used to work a lot before I had Ensnare on the acolytes, but if you have Ensnare, it's way better. I want to wait until Affinity buff comes from Nekros so I can show you the times. I hate this critical chance buff. Now when that life support capsule comes, take it right away, because nothing else will spawn. You're at max 6 right there. There's no need to let it sit, unless you're above 70%. If you're at 80% life support, then don't use it. Other than that, use it every time it comes out, because it's the only one that's going to keep coming out now, so. It has been skimpy. Okay, so it's 1446 and Acolyte should be coming soon. And you want to fill up one area at a time. I still have enough maybe for like four steel essence in that location. Not 5.
You will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
So they tend to come around the same time if your killing rate is the same. So I should expect him within the next 10 to 20 seconds. It matters a lot when your life support is low. See, perfect. Leave everybody alone. Make sure I don't get too close to this one. 17 meters is good. Trap his side there. You can use your secondary to finish him off, but there was no need here. Clean on the way back. See, with prime sure-footed or sure-footed, you don't get staggered with the Cedo. That's why I like to use Asia's Firewalker, but Ensnare is way better to subsume. Okay, energy. We're still waiting on that buff. I think yesterday I stayed 1 hour with no buff. Sometimes it's very generous, so maybe try to pet the cat and the cat before you actually go into the mission. See, this life support was out, but I forgot to use it, which is usually a big mistake late game. This is a fantastic location. You can squeeze in this hallway about 6 to 7. There's nothing better than playing for like 2 or 3 hours, and you're looking at like 30 or 40 of them scattered all across. Sometimes the 2 minutes and a half is not even enough to get all the steam essence. That's why the best thing is when the cadet procs double at 127 or 100. You can use your operator or you can bullet jump. There it is. That's it. Literally time flies by and you're just killing enemies. See, it's flashing blue, so maybe in about 30 seconds I can use it, and I'll use it right away. Let's come to the corner. Come back. Drop everything and use it. Serious 2 hits. Lovely slash box. Lovely. You're doing corrosive heat and you have viral from the Cedo. And other elements as well, so you really benefit from that condition a lot. Hit him with this, see how fast. This is the worst enemy literally right here. He's the one that gives me the hard time. Can't kill him from the front, you have to hit him with something, you have to slam attack him. And he's usually the one taking out my shield all the time. That small sucker. Because once he queues up his shield attack, that's it, he has to do it even if you already in this. And that usually takes... You can sit here hammer at him all day. So I have to jump over his sorry ass. The necklace should be coming soon, so let's use this.
Life support has been replenished.
This area should be in 15 to 20 seconds.
The more successful we will be.
Sometimes you get Octavia Prime Blueprint Relic. Like CO5, which is a good plus. Fantastic. Fantastic. good enough. See this sucker right here, look. He's literally the worst to deal with. Because he barely moves and he keeps shooting you with his nonsense. I can't shoot because of his, what is he, immune to that? Okay, that's all she wrote. Because I didn't ensnare him right away, and I don't want to ensnare him in the same, like close to the other steel license, so
Running out of time. Consider extraction.
let him chase you a little bit. That's handle business. When that life support comes, I'm on it. And this is it. You pay attention to life support, you pay attention to the time, and when you're doing it solo, you can pause, go do whatever you want, come back.
Support activated.
Still waiting for a buff. Haven't had a buff in 20 minutes. It's not something to stress over. If you're playing under this for 2 hours. Plus, how long now? Shouldn't matter that much. The enemies are still stuck in that location. When you see enemies far away, go to a different spot. And go back right away. I'll be waiting for you in bundles.
Additional life has arrived.
Take you right away.
Life support has been replenished.
What the heck was that? Time, I got like 30 seconds before I have to go back.
Another life support capsule is now available. Life support has been replenished. The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
You can squeeze one inside this tube right here. You should spawn right here. By the way, enemies will always attack the acolytes. You're gonna use every area you got. So for how much we got 5. Okay, 4, yeah, 5. We can squeeze in maybe about 4 more in here. So it'll be a no-go unless you have a buff. See how we're doing good on the life support? We're at 82%. And another one is coming, so sometimes you never stress about it. Sometimes enemies drop it a lot, sometimes it doesn't, so that's why I like being around 2 of them at the same time. Come back here for a second.
Additional life support has arrived.
It's the 81%, so I'm not touching it. Once I get to the 70, it makes sense to use it. What's interesting is the kebab. I usually get one here and there. See at the 70 mark. Use it. We're back at 100.
Life support activated.
Back to camera. Critical chance. Whoa. Slash box. Look good. Watch the slash box. Oof, that looks so delicious.
I've delivered another life support
We're
capsule.
63%. Take.
Support has been replenished.
And I think you can get away with using something else other than Arcane Energies because there's so much energy. You're not really using it except for the snare here and there, and it is. In the late game, you get a lot of leeches. But at the rate you're killing them, it shouldn't matter that much. See? Hit him twice. Oh, fantastic. Almost forgot about this sucker. Squeeze one here. Send the shadows out towards him. Caesar shot, and that's it. Oof, this is the best when they're all grouped up like this.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Let me use that right away. 165.
What our Tenno operative just found.
This is pretty much how you maintain the life support. So I don't think it's needed to use a frame that drops a lot of life support. And have to deal with enemies and fighting them and all that. Just so that you have good life support. Like Nekros and Khora and whatnot. This is the third or the fourth critical chance buff. Should be expecting an infinity buff soon. Yes, yes, see, this is the most beautiful thing you can see right there, the affinity buff. Now, what you should be hoping for and praying is that at the 127 mark, or the 128 mark, you see it going back to 155 or 151. That's how you know it's a good day. Like right now, let's see. Okay, it's a bad day. We'll have to wait the 100-second mark. See, it made me even forget to use this. I'm a sucker for seeing it. Give me a double buff. Let's see, keep your eye on as you're killing enemies. 3, 2, 1. Nope. Damn, it's too skimpy. I think the next one is 73 seconds or 69, something like that. And then in the 40s, then in the 13 seconds. Let's see. I have 3 chances. Come on. Yes, yes, at the 70 seconds. So I'll push for a third buff. I'll wait at the 127 mark and I will go because I know I have about 50 seconds left. And since I don't have too many scattered, I'm not in a rush. So I'll wait at the 127 and that will conclude the guide pretty much for now. Let's see. Would we get another one? Would we get another one? Ah, nothing. Okay, so you don't want to be too greedy. Scoop up. 16 is fine. I'll deal with 16. But I'm not messing with no 8. Now we have this section again so you can use. It's already clean. Actually, I should be spawning too soon, so I'll get 8 from him because I'm about to extract it anyway, so I might as well just kill that acolyte. Fantastic. See, this was good. This was good. Wait one more minute to get that extra 8. In the meantime, we can test hitting him 2 times. And hitting him with the Cedo, the viral plaque. Lovely. We got time to mess around. That should be coming in 1 minute. Actually, I should be killing fast because I might miss him by 5 or 10 seconds. Let's see. 20 seconds. But this is pretty much what it is. When you get a triple affinity buff, oh, that's a. You must have done some good in your life for you to be blessed with that. The double buff is okay. I'll take that as well. Well, since I'm leaving soon, doesn't matter where I kill the acolyte. 20 seconds. If he spawns in 20 seconds, I'm good. If he takes... Okay, now if he doesn't come, yeah, that's it. There won't be no buff for his sorry ass. I'll get 4 anyway, so I might as well get 4 next to the extraction. should be spawning anytime soon. Come on. Come on. Back is the sun. I guess he doesn't want to give me his steel essence. Well, should we go? Should we not? I could have feel enemies. Oh, welcome. This time I'll try to kill him with my secondary. I like Misery because he doesn't move much. He's usually stationed. Switch to secondary. Give me my 4, thank you so much, sir. And that's all she wrote. So technically 32 minutes, and we have about 130 minutes when the kebab procs. So about 200 in an hour. It's guaranteed. As long as you don't mess up, you don't pick up no steel essence that you're not supposed to, you should be always leaving with 100 and some good items. And that concludes it, good fellas. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you wish, if you don't wish, it's up to you. But I do post some gimmicky stuff here and there, so keep an eye on that. Other than that,